Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's session. New week, new fundamentals. So we gotta look into that. In this video, we're going to go over the strongest fundamentals of the week, what pairs they are going to impact, and which ones are the strong ones, which ones are the weak ones, which ones we should pay attention to, and which ones we should just ignore. And as we're winding the video, I'm also going to share with you how today's fundamentals gave us over 3% within a couple of minutes. So if that sounds interesting, please do stick with us until the end. Don't forget to like this video, share with a few friends that you believe will find value in it. Let's get it. Okay. So it's obviously the first week of a new month. So the week is obviously going to be packed with fundamentals. So you can see today a lot of strong fundamentals have already passed. CPIs for the Swiss franc, Euro had a couple of fundamentals in the morning, service PMI, composite PMI for the pound, positive than expected, Euro, speech, right? The US fundamentals just a couple of minutes ago, right? And before the day ends, we anticipate to see another fundamental retail sales monitor for the pound, JPY during the Asian session, we'll be having that. Householding spending, YOY and MOM, and the Aussie will be having building approvals for MOM. However, it's just a 2-star, so it's not that strong of a fundamental. So tomorrow we'll be having interest rate for the Aussie. So if you're holding any Aussie trades, I recommend you go break even or you fully close them before the Asian session, as the interest rate for the Australian dollar is a very strong fundamental. You don't want to leave that to chance. Construction PMI for the pound tomorrow during the London session. Retail sales MOM for the euro. ZAR will also be having a GDP annualized, right? CAD during the New York session will be having building permits and IV PMI. These are some strong fundamentals for the CAD. New Zealand, not such a strong fundamental. US, EIA short-term energy outlook. It's a strong fundamental, but not a long-term impact for the direction. All of these are not that strong of fundamentals until we have another strong fundamental for the Australian dollar GDP tomorrow during the Asian session again. So the Australian dollar today and tomorrow during the Asian sessions will be packed with fundamentals for the Aussie. You don't want to leave that to chance again. You want to be careful with those. On Wednesday, we'll start off with the Swiss franc unemployment rate for May, strong fundamentals. Pound, not those strong fundamentals. We'll be sliding through all of these speeches for the euro, mortgage rate, GDP for the pound. It's a strong fundamental, that one, although it's given 2 stars here. I know it's impacting the market. I've seen it before. We have trade balance for the US, also another strong fundamental, although it's rated 2 stars. We have CAD, labor productivity, interest rate. Interest rate for the CAD, we'll be having this, will be the strongest fundamental of the week. This is the strongest fundamental of the week. The CAD interest rate is always very strong. We'll be having it on Wednesday. So y'all gotta be careful with that. And then we have JPY, GDP, during the Asian session on Wednesday. So you also want to be careful with that, right? On Wednesday, most definitely is the most volatile day of the week. On Thursday, we have GDP for euro, although it's rated 2 stars, but these are strong fundamentals. We have for the quarter and for the year, euro. Initial jobless claims, US, during the New York session on Thursday, strong fundamentals, very, very strong fundamental. And then these are just Fed balance sheets, they'll be impacted. They'll also impact the markets, right? And then after that, it's all the way to Friday, where we have unemployment change for the CAD, which will be the strongest fundamental of the day. Out here, we have just 2 stars for the US and pound, which are not those strong fundamentals. So on Friday, CAD will be the most volatile pair with the unemployment change. On Thursday, initial jobless claim for the US, followed by the GDP for the euro. Wednesday, which will be the most volatile pair, We'll be having GDP for the JPY. We'll be having CAD, right? Interest rate for the Canadian dollar, crude oil inventory for the US, and we'll also be having trade balance for the US again. So on Wednesday will be the most volatile pair. Unemployment rate for the Swiss franc. Yeah. Wednesday will obviously be the most volatile pair. And then tomorrow we'll be faced with all of these: GDP for the Aussie dollar, right? US pound and Aussie again, interest rate. So we have to be very careful with the fundamentals that are going to be ahead of us this coming week. Now, as I told you, I'm going to share with you how it gave us over 3% today's fundamentals. So you see these fundamentals here for the US, right? They just passed right now. Factory order sales, ISM, manufacturing employment for May. They came out a couple of minutes ago. You see, it was released 32 minutes ago. So these ones, you see, they're also 2 stars, right? There are also 2 stars, and they came out bearish for the US dollar. Let me show you something. Look at this. There are 2-star fundamentals, but look at their impact in the market. They moved the market a lot of pips. Look at that. 345. Its impact was crazy. Look at this on the US JPY. Look at it on Euro USD. So all of these were impacted. All of these were impacted by a 2-star. So sometimes you don't have to look at the ratings. You have to understand what's the significance of the fundamental. That is why even while I was breaking down some fundamentals, I was telling you this is a 2-star, but it's a strong fundamental because I've seen it before. It's like these fundamentals. Now, the trade which I was talking about, obviously, so this was the DXY fundamental. It was a US dollar fundamental, but obviously you understand the US dollar impacts the Japanese yen. So while this one became a very bearish pair, JPY and DXY are inversely correlated. So JPY took off. So with me, I was actually analyzing JPY. I saw prices have broken above this structure, gave us a sweet and easy retest over here, and I was like, okay, cool. During this New York, we might get a sweet intraday trade, pull a trigger here, look for a quick swing trade, day trade to take profits up here. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me look for trades. I was looking at Euro JPY, and then prices before even the candle closed, prices were somewhere up here. So I was looking for about 3.8, 3.4. It was a 1:4. I was like, okay, but the candle suddenly just moved and then it closed down here. So you see, the risk to reward didn't make sense anymore. I was like, okay, I'm not going to take this trade anymore. Let me look for another trade. So I went to CAD JPY. Look at this, baby. The candle closed right here. I measured my distance to take profit. It gave me about 3.6. I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to take this trade. I placed my order right here. Not my order, my, what do you call this? Measuring the short trade, right? This thing right here. And then I clicked it, I screenshot it. I wanted to send it to the group so that people can take the trade. I also wanted to take the trade. But just as this candle closed, look at what happened to JPYX. Prices took off. You see, even here, there's a gap. Prices just took off. They jumped like, boom, opened here and then started moving further up. I was like, yo, hold on, what's going on? So it was crazy. With this trade, all of a sudden it was somewhere here. Before I could even pull the trigger, prices were here. Like they've already moved halfway of the trade. I was like, God damn. I just missed a 3.6 trade. A 3.6 trade, all because of a fundamental. All because of a fundamental. So I'm laughing because it's actually just part of the game. I didn't make anything, but I didn't lose anything. The good thing is that I actually understand my analysis was good, and opportunities in the market like these are always going to be there. So obviously, tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is a bright day. I'm going to be looking for other trading opportunities to actually make what I could have made today. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you for staying with me until the end. If you've enjoyed the video, please give us a like. Be sure to share with a few friends that you believe will find value in this. Be careful out there this week. There are a lot of fundamentals. Manage your risk. With that being said, take it easy. If you still haven't subscribed yet, you don't want to be missing out on content like this. So smash that subscribe button and I'll see you then. Cheers, everybody. Peace.